second draft, and it looks like, what do we got? Alliance are going to be playing on the Radiant side, Secret on the Die. Secret, they do have first pick overall as well. Secret, some interesting beds, Dragonite and the Naga Siren. And Alliance, they're going to bound out 2 supports.
Kind of wondering what they're thinking with this style, right? Like, is it something where go into? A single target, I guess. Makes a lot of sense, I guess. It's that instant lockdown. Ooh, okay. Earthshaker coming through from Alliance.
Hey, what is happening?
Team Secret are going to take this. No, I'm kidding. But I think you got to be very careful with how you position your lanes with it, right? Because it's not like you're a disruptor. So the fact that Alliance have banned this is kind of even more reason towards going for the Brood. That kinetic field, that glimpse isn't going to lock you into place. Fisher might be able to land it, but you probably won't have that chain stun to enable you to just lock on to that Brood. This doesn't feel like the lane has been strongly counted, to me at least.
Okay. Yeah, because often we see like CM +1. Like a lot of people are liking the Crystal Maiden to lean into the Brood with what you're able to do. And the
CM
game is
disruptor
okay.
and high physical damage on a
sure.
Feels... Oh.
Hey. All right. So Danog and I just casted we just had a Atlantic Pugna last day of Western Europe to actually close it out. That was a 24th pick Pugna, and he bodied. That was a incredible mid Pugna performance. This time, it's going to be picked up in the 8th. So I think we've got a couple interesting things here already for Secret. One, the Brood Mother for Boom. It's something that like Poppy's been giving homework, saying like, come on, like you're moving over to the 3. You got to practice this hero. So one, how good is he going to look on the Brood Mother, again, being in not his primary role? And then now the Pugna, a hero that we have not seen in a very, very long time.
Yeah, it's Yamich that likes to play it on their team. So I'm interested to see, like, there's not a ton of, like, obvious synergy between this, right? Like a Pugna and the Brood Mother, the Decrepify, at least until you're level 6 on the Brood, actually just stops Brood from doing any sort of damage. Maybe the slow doesn't really help at all. I'm not sure about this. I wonder where they're looking to go for, but clearly this is what happens when you bring in people from all these different regions. They bring their crazy ideas and you see where Alliance looking to go with this. I mean, it gives them more tempo as well, right? Just that pushing potential with the Nether Blast. So maybe Secret are like, look, we were close to being able to close out that previous game in 25, 30 minutes. Let's make it a certainty, especially against a Shake.
And I wonder if they're even still protecting the flex of the Pugna with the AM ban. Like, sure, I can address the Pugna 4, but maybe if the Pugna has a little bit more priority, then you're just in case you want to make sure there aren't too many bad matchups, and definitely the aim isn't the greatest.
I don't really think of Pugna when I think Armel, though.
Yeah, same. But I'm trying to think of the AM ban. Like, again, we've seen a couple of games recently where Anti-Mage can actually play pretty well into the Brood Mother lane, especially if you rush the Vanguard. So maybe they're pretty cautious about that. You're leaning to the Pugna as well, if that's going to be the case. So maybe it's just solely that instead of, like you said, it's not really an Armel hero.
I like that Alliance has banned the Rubik as well, just with picking up the Shaker. Ponlo's been very vocal on Twitter about the fact that when you steal the Fisher, you get the Aftershock for your other spells as well. I think there's a few clips of Thompson going around there. You don't even need the Shard, by the way, to be able to get that benefit. So we'll see what they look to do to counter it. I mean, maybe it might just be something where you look to try and catch in onto the backlines. But again, the thing is with this Shaker, I really don't see the value of it being this like Blink Dagger 5-man Echo Slave style. I want to see them build it the Seb way, where you just get the Aghanim Shard first, and then it allows you to be a much more consistent presence at a lot of these early fights that you know Secret are going to want to take. I don't think you can afford to just let Shaker have a lane for a couple of minutes.
I still have to go back. How concerned are we that they haven't addressed this Brood Mother? Because now we're seeing Secret, like, you've got free bans pretty much. You probably were heading into it not expecting the Brood to be protected as much as what it is. You see Anti-Mage again banned out. Now Slark's even banned out as well. They can potentially ban a third core that lanes very well into it.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised, to be honest. And it's not like they've got this, CM Pudge combination as well that they can look to run with it. I don't think the bans on Alliance suggest that's what they're going to do, but it would mean that the Snapfire is being played as like a position 3. Haven't really seen Boom do that all that much. Armel never really had a ton of success when he played... Sorry, Chuen never had a ton of success when he played the Snap in the mid lane.
I wonder if the Bloodseeker was kind of that ban was a bit of a signal that maybe Alliance were leaning into the Pango. It is also one of Chrysalis's best heroes, so potentially just banning out for that regard, maybe protecting something else. But if they were thinking about the Pugna, maybe banning it out where the Clockwork was could have been better.
Okay, I mean,
Jakiro.
It's a way to stop a lot of the push for sure, and maybe they're just going to go again. Like, are they thinking of something like a Lifestealer here? Just something that's not really going to care about being offensively decrepified to stop you from last hitting. I feel like Lifestealer allows you to chase down somewhat, but again, can't really do any damage onto heroes because they're just going to get prepped themselves. So, thinking what Alliance is going to go for here. Charlie loves his melee heroes, but he's trying to think of ones that won't just be Pugna. Afford to go into something like a PL either. It's too slow. Just thinking of things that are able to purge off the decrep. Naga Siren, of course, Mirror Image, banned, Slark, banned, Dark Pact, so we got. Don't hate that. Keep some layer of flex for it. Might be considering picking up the position 1 now. Oh, never mind, just run it back. Played a pretty good game, Armel, so let's see if you could do it again. Enjoy playing against these relatively immobile heroes, all 3 of them on Alliance, honestly. I'm a little, not surprised, but I think even a Bat Rider could have gotten some really good value. But that they had a response to it.
So the Dragon Knight is there for Alliance, potentially if that's a route they want to go
banned.
down. It was banned. Oh, sorry, it's still, yes, sorry. Never mind. So what are the counters? Okay.
Tango's not there. Death Prophet.
Ooh.
I wouldn't hate a Death Prophet. Although there isn't anyone that really wants to, like, get in on top of you, you know? So that Spirit Siphon isn't going to get a lot of value. Ember's, like, zipping around. Pugna's hitting you far, especially once he gets that Aether Lens. Mirana. Combination. No, I don't hit the Tiny. Combinations with a lot of your other stuns that you've got. It holds the Broodmother into place for quite some time. Physical damage later on as well to be able to clear out the Spiderlings if you absolutely need to.
And the mid matchup can go kind of back and forth, right? Like Tiny has this advantage in regards to your right click damage over the Ember, but you don't have a whole lot of armor to stand your ground against the Slight once Ember's able to find some levels and maybe that Blight Zone as well. So have seen this matchup go kind of either way.
I would assume it's still going to be some sort of melee. Like, you need some sort of way to be able to find kill threat. I think a stun is really where they need to be prioritizing. I know that they don't exactly have any lack of it, but just get on top of that Pugna. Yes, he's kind of speedy, but you've already got a slow with a Chikiro and a potential stun with the Ice Path. Just need to have something else to be able to convert onto that.
You reckon Alliance get rid of Chrysalis's monkey as well with the last?
It's a possibility, but again, like you're going up against a probably position, so it doesn't feel as devastating to go up against that. And you've got a lot of stuns to be able to control, so it means that you really do need that BKB before you're able to do it. And some melee pos 3 that they're just going to be able to abuse and completely bully out of the. Polno's got some good roaming potential though. Shaker. Combo into the Fisher, into a right click, and then a tree throw. And probably look to kill this Ember Spirit.
There's another game I'm a little bit concerned though. If like Armel does have a really good time, he could prove to be a bit of an issue for the supports.
Oh yeah.
Earthshaker, Chikiro do not like having heroes up in your face, and I mean, nor does a core Snapfire as well, for that matter. So, I mean, we've seen what Armel is able to do. So, gonna have to once again put a lot of emphasis on trying to shut down and make a lot of rotations to secure the runes as Secret. They will look to get rid of the Ursa, so another trickier matchup for the Brood you won't have to worry about.
Wonder if they're considering Faceless Void lane. I know it doesn't feel amazing, but if you're going to get hit by the Nether Blast, you can just time walk it off. You can look to make an aggressive move with time dilation onto the Pugna, and you've got a couple of ways to be able to hit inside of the Chronosphere. Helps to catch these more mobile heroes as well, and they do end up getting rid of that Monkey King.
Can you not even just go back? Can you not even just go back for the Abaddon for Charlie if you want to? It's looking like another pretty good game. The control from Secret's very lacking. It's chains into Arrow. So if you're able to perch it off, gives you a lot of defensive toolkit for all the boys, and should have a pretty good time, I imagine, versus the Brood.
No Silver Edge builder yet either. He's not really going to be that worried about being broken and not being able to get off that borrowed time. Again, the question is it too slow? You've already got a Shaker to play with. Snapfire, if she gets dived on, that's a lot of net worth going away. They're actually going to pick it up themselves.
Okay.
I mean, we know that so many heroes can die with this Ember, Mirana, Pugna trio. It's really just going to be about, all right, secure that that bottom tower for Boom first. So that's open up the map for the Brood to be able to farm, create space for Starless to be able to get into that Radiance super early on, so that then he can look to get that next item and join in the team fight. They don't hate this.
All right.
Terrorblade into any kind of like mass push is always going to feel really solid, especially against anyone that wants to build into the Radiance.
Yeah, that's the big thing. The Radiance, and then you've got the Curse of Avernus as well. I don't mind it. It is a bit slow, and at the moment, Terrorblade always feels like he needs one more item. Just that next item, one more item until we're strong enough. But Charlie thrives on the hero, so we'll see. It's a big late game win condition. Definitely should be able to beat the Abaddon if you're able to get to that stage. It's just a concern, can you get there? That is really the big thing.
And it's really just going to be dependent on Yamich. I don't feel like you can get a lot of harass Terrorblade in the lane just with the Nether Blast, so it's about being able to stay far away, that you're not going to get slowed up by both the Reflection and Dual Breath by the hero, and really just try and hinder his game so that he doesn't have that strong of a response to when you're trying to ball up and just...
Well, let's see what we have in store for us. I'm a little bit concerned the fact that the Brood, I don't think, has been addressed enough, considering it was first pick overall. We'll see.
Tiny does a decent job. That's basically it. Thing that's locking him into place. My concern is that Tiny on his own might not have the damage. I don't think a follow-up is going to be enough. I don't think path Full Breath is going to be enough. If it is going to be this Broodmother that builds into, like, you know, a pipe and that sort of thing, he'll be able to just pop that after the other combo and then shrug off a lot.
Where we put in our tips for this second game, I know game one was fourth, and do we feel Alliance have what it takes to send us to a third game?
You know me, I'm a fan of fast Dota and hate Earthshaker, so I'm gonna go with Secret.
Damn, you really, even your boy Ponlo, is not on the list.
No, he doesn't get it. He doesn't even get the
oh no. Oh no, Ponlo, don't worry. It's okay, I believe in you.
Do you? Are you gonna predict Alliance? That's what I thought. hang on now, come on. Maybe I believe in Ponlo, maybe it's just everyone else. That's a question mark for me. Oh, so you think that they're all garbage? After Chuen's performance, you're gonna say you're just nothing.
It's the classic gaslighting for me, I don't know.
There's no gaslighting, you said it. You said maybe it's all the others, alright? Yeah, what is happening, Ponlo? I agree.
Is that him saying it as well? I couldn't really hear. Who's saying
it? It's not a true thing.
I couldn't hear. Come on now.
It wasn't his voice.
Alright, shut the hell up. Alright, let's see what we got in store. So, again, there was a lot of question marks for me on how Boom is going to be able to fare on the Broodmother. Level 6 Dota pause, so a little bit of it. The probably level 2 has been my big concern. I mean, that is also when Brood gets a bit of a spike when supports are caught out of position. But Metamorphosis first usage potentially with the dual breath. If he is in a tricky spot, there might be a kill that can go onto him. So really, for me, bottom lane, I think it's all about who gets 2 first.
Yep. And just with this top lane, I quite like the Mirana pick because you're going up against a couple. Right? More importantly, Fisher. So you're just going to be able to use that leap to be able to get over the top of it, and you can really be that annoying space creator style that you Batten, who's much more of that passive. You land right, robotic shield. Brawl. Many times you see 2 sets of tank support start the game, more so stat, but he knows his role.
Yep. He should have a bit of an advantage level 1 considering Ponlo with that fissure as well. Even though the Earthshaker's honestly got some pretty decent base stats for starting armor. So against the right clicks it's going to be okay, but they did get a pretty much full free first wave thanks to the placement of the creeps, but now it's going to be back over towards Secret side.
Oh, this range creep. Again, level 2 is just important on this top side.
Bottom lane, boom. Here we go. There's Charlie's first meta. Should result in a kill. Oh no. Yami's able to run away, and Boom's okay as well.
330 base movement's the fastest in the game, so one of the things that you really just gotta take into consideration when you're going for these kill attempts. I'm expecting them to go for it at level 2 when you had that ice path and they had the reflection available, but really not enough.
Now the timing's going to bounce back into Secret's favor once they're able to regen back up, with the meta being on cooldown, so they should be able to continue to put a little bit of pressure on. Meanwhile, of course, mid lane, these 2 players were some the big reasons why that game went the distance. Yeah, without a doubt. So Chuan is having a really good time, 12-4 compared to the 6-2 early on. Tiny is going to be great again with this damage advantage over the Ember. But once we're able to get some levels on Armel and that Blightstone, we might see this swing the other way for a little bit, but we'll take some levels.
Even with the Blightstone, it's kind of like Tiny has enough HP that he just expectation. He's got 4 expectation per level. You know you're going to gain levels quick.
Prepare for a lesson.
The right click advantage that you get just from being a Tiny, you'll do just fine. Great job on this side. Dallas basically uncontested up here. Trying to go for some pulls, although obviously not going to let it happen. Place for the Abaddon to get that early farm. Once he's level 6, as long as you haven't lost the tower, freed up to be able to happen with the Ember Spirit and with the Pugna. It was a Mirana plus a Pugna, wasn't it? With the, I know it was a core Pugna, but Decrep plus Starstorm just...
Yeah, it was.
On the map.
Yeah, that actually was. Charlie, nice. Right. Just able to get out of range of the blast. Boom.
Look at that.
Put a little bit of damage on, but nothing too crazy. It looks like there's no real big winners and no real big losers as well off the side of the lanes. Everyone has to be pretty happy.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Overall, again, the happier ones. I mean, if Crystallis was having a harder time, I would say Alliance are the ones happier with the outcome of this, but it's farming and getting his level. Allowing Puppy to make these rotations away, and even solo kill, he's going to be bad against the Fairy Fire and the Magic.
He's got a decent chunk of damage onto Ponlo nonetheless, so 4 won't really have a person to act as a bodyguard for him. Does look like we're going to see the Arcane rush out of S4. Seen a couple of the triple braces. Hanskin almost giving up first blood. He's going to be fine though. Yeah, we've seen a couple of the braces out of the Snapfire. He's just wanting to help spam, and maybe this might enable Ponlo just to rush the Blink Dagger with having someone else with the Arcanes.
Dallas is really just looking to prioritize making sure S4 once again doesn't have any levels to be to help build up that net worth, because you're a Snapfire. It's not really about the right, it's about making sure Scatterblast, Fire Snap, actually let 2 or 3 creeps go underneath the tower on secret just to make sure that S4 got nothing out of that pull that Puppy was able to.
Damage might have a first blood down bottom. Charlie's got another round of the metamorphosis, and like that'll be the case. Boom will not be able to continue to run past and close the distance onto the Tira. So this time we'll get something out of that meta. There's going to be pretty much full couple of waves now for the Terror Blade as well. But we are getting close towards that first power rune timing. Is there a side that we feel like is a little bit stronger to help secure these in regards to the supports?
Just because of how the laning stage has gone, I probably wouldn't say Alliance is one, just because most of the time you want Ponlo to be the one making that rotation.
Might be dead.
To do it. To get off that creep pull though. Lander, you think he's leg on?
I think he is.
Puppy and Elf, I see him.
Those are kind of cool. I would not hate to be
about enjoyment of anime and then you like that. Lane, they might be able to get a kill here. Maybe the arcane rune. They might have had the reduced mana cost to be able to get that kill onto Armel. Level 6 though, so it's going to be able to get back to base fast enough. Puppy even giving him the clarity just so he has that extra little bit.
Remember the action we saw mid, there was also a death on Yarmish down bottom. The tower range was the big reason why he went down, and kind of why Charlie gave him the tip as well. So it's going to leave Boom solo at the moment, but he's going to be okay, and that's kind of what you want the Brood to be in, especially when the full creep wave is under his tower. So we can try and soak up some experience. Top lane Crystallis though, having some trouble with abilities currently on cooldown. Cookie up in a couple of seconds. Let's see if they're going to be able to find the angle for it, though. Ponlo gets the connection, but the Euphonic Shield is mitigating the vast majority of the damage. Still does have the fissure up shortly, but I don't know if Ponlo's got the damage to go through the Abaddon.
I like that decision by Puppy a lot, you know, just putting a lot more pressure onto S4 so that he feels a lot more pressured and isn't able to assist with damage that would have been needed for Dallas. So micro decisions like that part. Courier though. Plenty of regen coming. Give it straight over to Crystallis. Bassi as well. So it's going to be able to stay in this lane. Keep spamming out that.
They got the S4 hit 6 before Crystallis. Yeah, they're going to make the play. Puppy though, the point blank arrow beautifully done again. You're just saying his praises, and once again it's deserved. Leap on forward. Reliant used a great aggressive glyph to stop Crystallis from trying to get his 6. Unfortunately, it just wasn't enough.
Got it. More survival in this lane. He's still going to hold on to the point for now. Puppy really just wants to wait for that Bassi ring aura plus the parity to give him enough to be able to land an arrow plus Starstorm, but it's going to hit either. No, so again, even if it doesn't connect onto a hero, allows them to slow the game down. Pull off. He's been playing amazingly so.
You see in the 10 mid lane on Armel's life, but with the ward they were able to scout out Hanskin, so had enough time to react with the Remnant. It does reveal that there was a ward there, so instantly Lions pinged it out and got rid of it. And we also see, of course, Boom, once he was able to hit that level 6, he found the T1 tower bottom lane straight away. So this is all now Brood's home. So good luck looking to come down bottom. And do we even feel like Alliance have a person that can kind of play on this side of the map against the Brood Mother?
It's got to be Chuen, right? But it doesn't really feel like he's going to have the capability to do it until he gets lucky with a Tumbler's Toy from the neutrals, or see, he's already got it queued up. That first. Maybe the one.
What a great ward.
Experience in mid lane. Looks like it might be able to get a kill on the dive though.
Armel can. And it is slide up in a couple of seconds, and it'll be enough to secure the kill. So Mel's gonna finally hit the board for the lads on secret. Top lane, Crystallis is in a lot of trouble. Ultimate's already been expended, and they're gonna secure the kill. So I was just gonna sing the praises of Puppy and dropping that defensive ward by their outpost to scout out the Tiny's rotation, but regardless, even though they saw Chuen starting to move top, they get the big kill onto the Abaddon.
Did they see him? I'm not sure if they did or not.
They did, yes.
Okay,
Yes, they did.
Deep in that creep wave, I guess. they're able to get some sort of response, we can see Yamich with those 2 points in the Nether Blast. More and more damage. Tower. Seeing the partner.
Hey. Let's do a 5 gold first for. I was taking so much damage though. Armel's done a great job, and also Pogni nearby. And
was Chuen that got the kill on the top side as well, so he's going to have a lot of that extra gold. Again, he needs to be the one responding to the complete control over the bottom side of the map. He is going at least into the hood. Really like him to finish full on pipe though. So much magic damage. He's got an alliance, and even if you're getting full, punches out. Punches out too.
grateful as well for his troubles.
So even if he's getting like chains done on Boom, as long as you've got the pipe, you've got 30% passive magic resistance without even just. I feel like that's a.
I mean, they're pretty much all magical besides the Terrorblade, and until Chuen's able to scale as well, so that would just be a great item. You've got a lot of damage absorption already with the Abaddon.
Damage
would be perfect.
Go for this. He really wants to just get one more Nether Blast off. He's just waiting to see Tiny get itself forward, and that macro pyre might even reveal a little bit of what Chuen's looking to do. Looks like he's trying to take the stack here to get into that Blink Dagger ASAP, because they're worried about not having enough space to farm with this Brewmother, putting himself down here. After he's got the Soul Ring coming out to him, he's straight into the pipe. Really.
There we go. I know that's going to go down, but what can we make out of the current ward setup for Alliance? We see very defensive wards. Seems like it's blocking Secret off from entering inside their own map. What is this? What are Alliance trying to do with this?
I mean, they've still got a pretty solid roaming kill trio here. Yamich, Armel, and Puppy, and they're the ones that are playing around each other most of all. Starless is up here on the top side of the map. Boom is as far away as possible on the bottom, and Crystallis at least has the borrowed time available, but they're going to go for a smoke onto him. Freshly picked up Blink Dagger, but I think back close enough towards the jump to get Armel.
It's the first stun, but they're going to have the damage. The Ice Path layered down. There's going to be no escape. Beautifully done from Alliance. A tricky kill for them to find. They've had multiple attempts so far to get rid of the Ember Spirit, but finally now, with this blink, they're going to be able to catch him, and should open up the tier 1 top as well. Charlie's already nearby to start to get the damage into the tower, so it'll be the first one for Alliance.
A little careful here on Chuen. It's the borrowed time being popped though. Gets about half of that creep camp. So had the luxury of, with that Ember Spirit being off the map, put Ponlo down on the bottom side. So a couple lot more of that experience. He is going into the Aghanim Shard first, which I really like. He's able to do just on his own.
Yeah.
Sees all the attention up on the top side of the map, and he's clicking away at that tower. Might end up costing him his life though, but again, you know that Chuen made this TP rotation down, so there's more space on top.
So S4 should be, without a doubt, dead top lane. Well, the hero is at least the important one of the Tiny showing across the map. Shaker as well for the counter initiation means that there is no one playing behind S4. It's going to be a slow chase down, but in the end, Crystallis will be rewarded.
Just wondering if
worthwhile death, honestly.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Puppy can afford to go into. It's not exactly a Mirana item, but I wouldn't hate a Glimmer Cape this game. I guess the Force stuff is still good value. Get out of the back combination and.
Armel could clean up. Put the double damage rune, wanting the only snags it in his face.
Farming Echo, it's fine.
I mean, early game, you're okay with it be as luxurious as you want with the Echo. Just drop it, get a little bit of gold. 1100, you see. Hopefully by the 15-minute mark, he's going to have the Ag Shard gold pretty shortly. So
Saw LeBron uses Freezing Field to farm on his CM, so, you know, get the money when you can.
Yeah, it's never easy to be able to find a perfect Echo Slam early on. You see one opportunity just to put it on cooldown, get some value out of it. Always happy to do so, so it's chill. But Is there any big winners right now? Like, this game's pretty even. We've got a play coming out shortly from Alliance. It would be a big kill from Boom if they're able to find it. That might be the case. But it's already been activated. Chuen is going to miss a little bit of the combo. The pipe just got delivered. Doesn't look like it's going to matter. Boom still a boy to come in. But S4 is going to be able to blow him up.
What he's doing there, really?
Chuen, ooh. Pretty clear there. You can definitely penalize this. Far to try and set up for the arrow of the cookie to reposition. It's too late. When he went on their high ground as well. It's be okay for the moment, Armel, considering about relenting forward, but we'll think otherwise.
Going that step too far on the Broodmother, right? Like, he hit this pipe timing, he got double value out of being able to use the hood and the pipe active, but he just connect with the rest of the team, so not only does he die, but the pipe doesn't affect the rest of the boys, and he can't continue forward. Ponlo, he knows he's not going up against any sort of stun, so he's going to be able to get out and claim that Aghanim shot. A lot more active, particularly around Chuen on his time.
Do we feel like Secret do run again? Just a lot of damage. No, we're in trouble. Charlie's nearby with a DD and Matt, you got taking this fight on to see. Or they scout this, they're gonna back off in sleep. They might not be able to mount the defense to keep this tower alive.
Not into the double damage, I don't think it's confident enough.
Combo onto the 2 and well, he'll toss back Yami to another kill.
Hey, what is happening?
Will go the way of Alliance. Timing for them. Maybe even Armel as well might be in trouble the first stun. Can they get any more? It's up surely for Chuen. Oh, he's gonna guess wrong.
Does it. Right across the side, Crystallis not quite yet have the Radiance picked up. Beeline for him. Poppy probably thinking that wave that's right next to the tower, so guessed right, but
Keep Boom mid. Almost got the Echo Slam as well for the chain control if he wants to use it. Chuen is nearby. There's the Echo into the follow-up. Not a whole lot of damage at the moment. Boom, he's able to mitigate it thanks to the pipe and our Secret. They've got time to show up to the team fight. Yamich
alive.
Trying to hold down the Tiny, but it's not enough damage at the moment. Maybe Crystallis can look to get into the middle. In fact, it's Armel with the finishing blow. So Alliance commit heavily to get rid of Boom, but he's back up to full health.
there's the value of actually playing with the boys with the 5 as well, right? Survived throughout that a little bit. Probably couldn't have asked for too much of a better positioning for that Acro Slam. They were on top of the picture as well, so even though Ponder wasn't next to them, they got that chain stun together. The macro.
And there's some more heroes though in S4. The Greed's up in a couple of seconds. Could help repair some of the damage. Importantly, Chuen is back alive. So the Nether... Carlos? Oh, it's back. Oh, beautiful toss. Even under the tower as well. The ultimate does just come back up. They're gonna have the damage up. Almost in some trouble. They're gonna be cautious though. Even Charlie wants to get into the middle of it all. He doesn't have the meta, but it's not gonna matter. Ice Puff onto 2. Polo off the back of the buyback as well will hold them into place. But Arnold's got a pretty free fight now with all the stuns on cooldown, but Chuen, he's still got the market available. Jumping on top. Armel is zip over the left side. Can they find him? Armel just escapes.
Transcends expectation.
That was all about Puppy, I believe, right? Like, he used a TP quite a while ago, so he was just looking to get a bit of farm for himself up on the top side. I think they realize how important it is to be having a little bit of this combo break. Alliance have it, of course, with their Snapfire with a cookie, but Floor Stuff is a lot of value. They weren't able to take the tier 2 tower, but gets into that next item. I think they go on the drums instead, so maybe they're feeling like, considering they expended their senators a while ago though, so different read on it.
That was also that kind of first Radiance fight as well for Crystallis, and it always feels very awkward when it doesn't go your way. So he's got some other bigger timings coming shortly, importantly that 15 Talon and Manta, but still it's this looming threat of late game Terrorblade.
Specifically again.
Yes.
Radiance pop. Madden. both is probably the ones that least want to be playing up against.
We have a really good ward to play with. I think a puppy for the moment. Able to see some of the other members. They even have a cliff ward as well. Let's see if Secret's going to be able to de-ward it before Radiant come on down. This could be a incredible position to take a fight, but Puppy is always
they
aware.
Can't fight into this. They've got a haste rune on Armel. He's got a DD modeled as well. Ooh. Just a little bit short on his BKB as well. Once he picks that up, that's really going to enable the game to break wide open for him. Nothing at all. Of course, looking to play perhaps a little bit more aggressively. I'm sure he'll ask Boom as well, just to send some spiderlings for a bit of information for him to be able to play around. He's not getting caught by that Abatos combo. I feel like he can die once he's got the BKB available. So, Yamich, he's going into a 4-star himself. I like it. I'm going to need to see that Aghanim Shard Pugner. They're up against the Terror Blade. Pretty good way to be able to clear all those TB illusions.
That is true. He's a little bit of gold for himself here, Yamich. Able to get towards those further support items as well. And again, nothing, no real big winners. I suppose probably Charlie, honestly, still with him being top in the net worth. Scott is going to be a huge timing for him.
Hey,
do you feel like Secret needs to kind of force the issue before Charlie gets his item?
That was how I felt previously, but clearly they've got a bit of a different read on it. I feel like the call from Puppy is, look, let's just try and be a little bit greedy. Get into our BKB, get into the 4-stars, because late game, when this TB is going to be noticeably scary, we've got a Pugner to be able to deal with. You're only going to have to deal with the not all of the illusion. They're feeling like the Fleet Menace isn't going to be quite as risky to go up into. So close to finish those 4-stars, that BKB, and even a Guardian Greaves on. Maybe that's the time where they feel strong.
Hello. Said as a result of the smoke. Puppy in combination together should be able to find a pretty easy kill into the Earthshaker. It's gonna make him work for it. No way, Pomlo? Oh, what? I think it was it the Radiance or Miscoil? Regardless,
Miscoil.
They're able to get him in the end. Now they see Chuen and S4 underneath the Observer Ward, so Secret, they're instantly going to look to try and make a play across the map. Alliance. Cautious. Armel able to find the chains. Looking purged off for Chuen. He doesn't have this capability, but the Tiny's in some trouble, but beautifully done. S4 with communication. Chuen's able to just get that cookie up, but it will not matter because they're continuing to chase him down. Should be an easy kill for them to find. And the Hanskin as well is next on the chopping block, but they'll be able to make it away. They might consider that Roche, so there's a bit of an opening now for Secret.
Why not? They've got the drums of endurance, so really quickly pull that one down. Lavernus does well, and that secondary life. I really wouldn't be surprised if they just gave this one through to Armel, just through him, continuing to allow him to make plays, to be able to play off the back of the BKB. They might go stars as well, but they want to test this as well. Won't be able to do it.
Maybe we're just looking for the Roche kill. I'm not sure.
I feel like that's pretty important with Secret hitting all these big timings. The damage.
So one thing I just remembered as well with this Terrorblade matchup with the Radiant squad is we're gonna have to keep tabs on kind of the Abaddon Manta style. Of course, that is a way to dispel the reflection. We'll have to see how Crystallis is looking to use this inside the team fights. Could be huge. It was a big reason why they wanted to go down this Terrorblade route, but he is online. Started completed, level 15. Fine, ready to go. Smoke is 5. That was probably the first point of contact, is that really the member you want to try and bring down to start. So we've got multiple spells in a line. They want nothing to do with the Abaddon, but as a result, Pomlo is going to be cut off on his retreat, and the Ocean gets in trouble, but meanwhile, a separate fight is breaking out as well over by the Secret shot. Charlie, good kill against Crystallis, but I mean, with the position they're in, Alliance, their formation was broken, so there will be no fight.
And they're just a couple of items ahead right now on Secret. They've only got a Greaves to play around with. That's more reactionary than proactive, you know?
Hey,
You're not able to get that pipe off to allow you to go in, and they were just way too split. Ponlo with a decent position inside of the Roche pit, considering there's no real reason for anyone to secretly go there, but his mother, luckily enough, was just able to scout him out, running over the webs. With that, BKB's up for Armel. Blade. More damage was going to come out. Just going to keep him at full mana as well as Yamich. Just want to play, again, another aggressive game. Stay out on the map. Don't give them any opportunity for this TV to get anything. Limit cape for himself as well, so this is the thing that I was wanting Puppy to get previously, but Yamich, decent for him too. Holding onto the Ring of the Vizier, so yeah, cast range. Shard though.
That's all. Try and get rid of the silence. Find some time to get the cookie on over the top. It's a pretty nice ice path that can set up the Ponlo's combo. But there's just going to be no turning it around on Alliance. Another member will go down, and they are just getting so much out of the Aegis, and they still have 2 minutes 30 of it left on Crystallis, so this map is going to continue to shrink.
Probably going to lose both tier 2 towers as well, with no Snapfire for the additional damage. The auras continue sieging this one in. Crystallis on top, you can't afford to flip it because if you use another team fight, you're just going to lose a lane of rack. Charlie, and they're going to go for him now, and Charlie is able to take that tier 1 at least, but feels like a consolation prize.
They know where he is. Poppy's starting to ping him out.
I don't know if they care.
Doesn't
Just
look like
continue to put this pressure onto these other lanes. Oh, Yamich is actually going to be the one making that rotation back, and he's going into the Aether lens next. Dropping down wards just to be able to catch him out next time to go for that sort of play. Okay. TV illusion there does reveal that information, and well, luckily enough, he's able to secure the courier with that illusion.
Back into Charlie's mana damage. Boom should go down before there's a response. Alliance, can they get anything more out of this though?
Still going to be on the back of Chuen. They want to see if there's anything up on that high ground. Arrow's going to connect, and that feels to me like they have to completely disengage. Old Chuen. The heroes that are missing right now, and for good reason. Ponlo, they will know that he hasn't had any item progression for the next little bit, and that's because he's closing in on that Blink Dagger. Getting this D-Ward is certainly going to help. Gold straight away. No better. I feel like you're pretty confident in just getting away with one death. Like you said, still had a lot of duration left on that Aegis. Only 20 seconds left for now, but no better to fight into. I feel like you're incredibly confident to continue to group up forward. And yeah, Boom is not going to shove out any sort of side lanes. He's just going to connect with the rest of the boys. You miss those days of tiny games where a Titan Sliver is guaranteed to drop every time?
Well, I just got one, so...
Yeah.
Oh boy, let's see. No, he's still a while away till he's going to be that threat. In fact, Chuen's actually even got an Assault Cuirass queued up, so way to be able to buff up your Terrorblade.
Nice item for Styles to have as well. The Ogre Seal Totem doesn't need to rely on the Force Staff to be able to go over the Fisher Ridge.
They're going to try and kill him. He's in with the Echo Set, but Charlie wants nothing to do with him. It doesn't even matter. They've got the damage. I thought they would have needed the Terrorblade, but Chuen, he can just BKB, TP out. A big kill for them to find second death of the game onto Armel, and that was the Blink reveal as well, so beautifully done. Do scanning. You know, someone's still here. Maybe Ponlo. And Crafty, poor old Ponlo.
Prepare for a lesson.
Hey, what is happening?
Like, what? You guys are still trying to find me? Okay.
Yeah. Feels bad. I mean, it goes to show again, Alliance, they're talented at being able to stall these games out and get to these later timings where they feel they're going to be much fact that they're able to bait out that TP back there is all off the back of Charlie, really. Using the course to lane, any chance to get, just throw a quick out toss into the lane as well. But at the end of the day, still relatively short respawn timer, and
Dude, this ward.
You've got no echo.
Gotta get rid of it. They're coming. Oh no. So I think for Charlie, Satanic is probably that item where we're going to start to feel the true strength of the Terrorblade. They are really lacking ways to hold him down inside fights. You have to be pretty unfortunate if they get Halberd off on Boom as soon as he activates Satanic. That's really the best case scenario for Secret, but I think once this item is complete for Charlie, we're really going to see him be a gigantic issue inside the fights for Secret.
I think so too. I think as well, though, he doesn't have a BKB for the next little bit, so I think you can afford to just not go onto the Terrorblade to be able to start things off, and then just use the decrypt. Nearly maxed out, so
Good positioning, and they're actually going to be off the mark with the fissure. Smoke for nothing, and different the arrow as well. Armel might be able to poke from afar, and even Crystallis is eyeing up the Jakiro.
pulling the creep wave over to the side. I need to give away any additional information. Vision for both sides. Alliance, they're playing with a lot less. You're able to see with these wards, Secret exactly where the Snapfire's position itself, and she's too close towards that rim. In the meantime, they're doing kind of what Charlie did previously, just using illusions to push in the wave, and now with Chuen revealing back towards that top lane, they're wanting to try and get a quick pick. See where that picture came from, and they'll find Bombo.
Looking to help out, but Chrysalis, he's on top. It's not going to matter though. Anki with the defensive force stuff, and now the Avalanche as well to cover the retreat. Charlie wants nothing to do with this team fight though, but the Terrorblade not looking to TP back, still wanting to try and complete the Satanic.
Closer and closer. It's going into the AC.
Him.
Dealt with that ward.
Action from Poppy. Come on, member, is this the fight you look to take on Alliance? Chuen finds the opening, tossing back the Brood in.
Big arrow.
The disarm's going to be there, so there's nothing the Terrorblade can do. Vision will hold them down for the moment, but it's not going to matter. You've got no control now to enable the Terrorblade, and Alliance not going to get out, but they pop meta. Chuen, no, he doesn't want to go out, is there in? And Quick Slam onto two. Crystallis just gets ripped apart. Once again, the Halberd proving to be a big issue here for Charlie, but once it expires, there's not much Boom can do. But the arrow's going to be on the mark into the fall. Magic damage is already used the Sunder, and as a result, Charlie's gone. Beautifully done from Poppy, finds the arrow, and in the end, it was looking like a great turnaround, but it just was not enough for Alliance.
He's finding some real consistent arrows as well. He even got the one onto Chuen that allowed them to comfortably take that fight. It was a great Echo Slam as well, coming through from Pomlo. I was a little bit worried that he was going to get clipped by that Radiance and have the Flick Dagger interrupted, but just far enough away to be able to get it off, but still, it's the weight of strength of having this, and they got to clear out the wave, but aggressively glib. Looking to push on forward though into these squishy backliners.
He's got to go. He has to die at the start of every single fight. Double Halberd off inside the previous skirmish. Big reason why they're able to come out on top. We saw them try and jump him as well, but it's not an easy man to kill off. Breeze, pipe. And he's so goddamn tanky, and they're going to be able to get a melee barracks and look to get out on Secret as well. So Roche is now up for grabs. Someone's going to try and address top, so Crystallis can come into play and should be able to set themselves up for the second Roche now.
Not just the Greaves and the Pipe, you've also got, the double 4-staffs. You've got the Glimmer on the Pugner. You've got Decrep as well, if you really feel like he's dying to a Terrorblade specifically. And this is why Charlie needs that Satanic, right? He just stood there at the very end. If he has that Satanic, you could pop it for the Dispel and then actually turn around and start fighting inside of your meta form. Probably get at least a kill onto Boom. He doesn't get another Halberd off, and who knows?
He's going to be able to get the blink away. Look at one. 7 chances on the mark for Armel, and he's got a double damage rune as well. And she's hoping Chuen can get back inside the base. The Cookie to help him out, and it's unfortunately going to pop the BKB.
It's All about making space. Still, what, 600 gold away from the Satanic. Charlie's been able to reach up to the level 20 as well, so he's got that extra conjure image duration. He's looking to try and cut these waves as much as possible. Keep the threat away from the Alliance base, but I feel like that's where Yamich just needs to be positioning himself. That illusion, the quick Zuck, clear it away. Well, Roshan's up. It's got the shard, so who knows? Maybe this is what they're waiting for. Wonder if this triggers it inside of Yamich saying, hey, hold on. Easily obliterated with this. Panic. Confident enough to fight, or rather, can they get there fast enough to be able to do it? Scan ready. S4, this is as much for vision as it is for the damage aspect, and, well, Secret back of the scan knew that it was coming, so back off and they get a smoke back the other way. About getting vision up onto the high ground first, though. Puppey even finishing up the Lotus Orb, so another way to get rid of that reflection.
Great position for Secret to be in as Crystalis is in as well with the combo. They're going to be able to bring down the Chikura to start the fight once again with the Terrorblade. Here's the Sum. He can't right-click and they're just kiting in perfectly. Charlie trying to find the opening, trying to find the target. He'll finally lock onto Yamich, but Boom's Helmet's going to come up shortly. They're on full-out retreat, hoping for a big ultimate out of Pomlo, but he's just unable to see the angle in. Finally, he'll use it down to the south, but Charlie, he's not in a position to get any right clicks out. Trying to turn for the Sunder, can he even get anyone? Oh no! Doesn't find an opportunity. The Silence at the last second, preventing his ultimate. An ultra kill for Crystalis. Looking for the Rampage as well. Come here, S4. Looks like it'll be enough to get himself back past the throne, but Secret now can look to pillage the base, a 17,000 net worth lead.
And an enormous wave coming in top as well. It's the 35-minute wave, so they've got all of those siege creeps to be able to play around with that they need to deal with on the tier 4 towers, let alone the tier 3. And without that Echo Slam, they're not even that worried about clumping them together.
This is kind of that big concern with the Terrorblade. It always feels like this hero just needs one more item. Needed that MKB to be able to deal with the evasion. You needed the Satanic to be able to stand your ground. You need the BKB now to be able to avoid the Helmet and avoid the decrep. But it's... he's even going dataless as well. But... it might be... yeah, that's the thing. You always need that next item, not for Secret. Get back on up with ease. Be able to find that second Roche now, so we also get our question answered of who's going to be able to find the shard, and greedy cause, right? That's what you'd say. Greedy cause.
I mean, it's such a good game. Fuck it, dude. It's like one of the worst shards in the game, but against Illusion Heroes, one of the best. They even got a really nice level item as well for the Abba, so he's holding onto a Witch Bane, so he doesn't even need to save the Mancer style now to be able to deal with the reflection and just dispel himself.
Ponlo is such a nuisance. Actually, does Armel not even... Ponlo just took the Haste in front of Armel because he had the invis as well, and then Armel didn't know, he ran to the other side. Maybe he thought it was the... thing. Yeah, because this... I don't actually know if they've fixed this, but like runes have been spawning like 0.2 seconds after, so maybe it was that. I don't know if that has been fixed or not, but he went top, saw there was no rune. He was like, hey guys, what's going on? Where's my power rune? Chuan.
Toss back.
I think he might have lost vision with the moonlight. Regardless, Boom would have been a big opening if they're able to get that Broodmother kill. Help enable Charlie inside these fights. They've got a nice ward outside the base, so we can make another attempt. Instant trouble to tank control. Charlie gonna get the right click damage out. That's really the question. You're just gonna hold them down in a place, but look at the medic. Yamich keeping Boom healthy, and now that attempt gets thwarted straight away. There's just nothing they can do. With the formation completely broken on Alliance Secret, they're just moving forward inside their base, dancing left, right, and center. Multiple members are down. Pomlo will find a solo kill out to the right side. Chuen's in once again. A lot of damage coming out, but Armel, just the force up at the last second. Charlie's gonna try and find the Sunder target, but they are playing so well on the edge of the team fights. Might be towards the Sunder. Pomlo, the control is there, the bash is out. 5-man wipe, and that'll be all she wrote with the G's getting called secret. Quite the debut from this new 5-man roster. They're going to be able to take down Alliance in 2-0 fashion.
Very, very clean. I mean, it just felt like there was that big team fight that never came. They were banking on the big wombo combo, Echo Slam combination, and, well, they were just too far ahead off the back of the lane. I think Yamich as well really stood out to me.